Welcome fam, Coach Nate here. If you've ever woken up with tight hips, stiff shoulders, or a locked up spine because you sit too much or you just woke up on the wrong side of bed, this 20-minute full body stretch flow is exactly what you need. In just 20 minutes, we're going to unlock your hips for smoother movement, improve your posture by opening up the chest and shoulders, boost flexibility and mobility so you'll feel loose, strong, and energized. No equipment is needed for this one, just you, your mat, and your breath, and maybe a little bit of space to move. Most people skip stretching in the morning, but not you. You are here, showing up, and that already sets you apart. By the end of this routine, I promise you'll feel looser, taller, and more energized. Let's hit the mat. We're starting with a low lunge to open up the hips and lengthen the quads. Step your right foot forward into a deep low lunge, keeping your left knee down. Shift your hips forward, feeling the stretch in your left hip flexor. Keep your chest lifted and shoulders relaxed. Hold for 1 minute, breathing deeply into the stretch. Low lunges unlock tight hip flexors, improve posture, and reduce lower back tension. Perfect after a night's rest. Beginners, keep your hands on your front thigh for support. Advanced stretches, reach both arms overhead for a deeper stretch. You think your hips are tight? Wait until you see how they feel after we balance things out on the left side. Now, let's switch the other side and open up evenly. Same stretch, but now we're balancing the body. Step your left foot forward into a low lunge. Keep your right knee down, pressing your hips forward. Hold for 1 minute, breathing deeply into the stretch. Most people have one side tighter than the other. This stretch evens things out and prevents imbalances. Beginners, use a block for extra stability. Advanced stretches, lift the back knee off the mat for more intensity. Hips feeling looser? Just wait, we're about to release all the tension in your lower back. Now let's move into a seated position for a deep lower back release. Time to release the lower back and stretch the glutes. Sit tall with your legs extended forward. Hug your right knee into your chest, keeping your back straight. Hold for 1 minute, pulling the knee closer with each breath. This gently stretches the lower back and hip flexors, improving posture and mobility. Beginners, keep the opposite leg bent if needed. Advanced stretches, cross the ankle over the opposite thigh for a deeper hip stretch. Now that we've loosened up one side, let's do the same for the left. Switch legs and balance out both sides. Time to even things out and stretch the left side. Sit tall and hug your left knee into your chest. Keep your spine straight and hold for 1 minute. This stretch relieves lower back tightness and improves flexibility in the hip flexors and glutes. Beginners, hold behind the knee instead of the shin. Advanced stretches, cross the ankle over the opposite thigh for a deeper hip stretch. Feeling the stretch in your lower back? We're going even deeper into hip mobility. Time to unlock your hips with an internal rotation stretch. We're mobilizing the hips for better movement and flexibility. Sit on the floor with your knees bent and feet flat. Drop your right knee towards your left foot, then switch to the other side. Keep a smooth and controlled motion alternating for 1 minute. This stretch improves internal hip rotation, which is crucial for squats, lunges, and everyday movement. Beginners, try keep your hands on the floor behind you for support. Advanced stretches, try keeping your hands off the floor for added core engagement. How mobile are your hips really? This next stretch will put them to rest. Now, let's stand up and lengthen the entire back body. Great. Let's keep the flow going. Now we're moving into the next 5 stretches, focusing on spinal mobility, flexibility, and posture correction. Stand with your feet hip-width apart. Hinge forward from the hips, letting your upper body melt toward the floor. Keep a soft bend in your knees if needed. Hold for 1 minute, taking deep breaths and allowing gravity to deepen the stretch. This stretch relieves tension in the hamstrings, lower back, and neck, increasing flexibility and reducing stiffness. Beginners, keep knees slightly bent. Advanced stretches, try grabbing your ankles or tucking your hands under your feet for a deeper stretch. Think your hamstrings are tight? We're about to challenge them even more with dynamic mobility work. Now, let's add lateral movement with a deep side lunge. Time to stretch and strengthen the inner thighs and hips. Start with a wide stance, toes slightly turned out. Shift your weight to one side, bending one knee while keeping the other leg extended. Switch to the other side, alternating fluidly for 1 minute. Cossack lunges enhances hip mobility, strengthen the legs, and improve balance. Beginners, hold on to a block or chair for added support. Advanced stretches, keep the non-bending leg completely flat for a deeper stretch. Feeling one side tighter than the other? You're about to find out why. Let's move up and release tension in the shoulders. We're opening up the shoulders for better posture and mobility. Stand tall with your right arm across your chest. Use your left hand to gently press the arm closer. Hold for 1 minute, keeping your shoulders down and relaxed. This stretch improves shoulder flexibility, releases tension, and enhances range of motion. Beginners, keep your stretching arms slightly bent. Advanced stretches, tilt your head slightly away for a deeper neck and shoulder release. That felt good, right? Now let's balance it out and hit the left side. Switch sides and repeat on the left side. Same stretch, opposite arm. Bring your left arm across your chest. Use your right hand to gently deepen the stretch. Hold for 1 minute, keeping your posture tall. This stretch prevents shoulder tightness and improves flexibility for overhead movements. Beginners, keep your grip loose for comfort. Advanced stretches, press your arm closer for a stronger stretch. Shoulders feeling looser? Now. Let's expand that range even further. Next, we're opening up the chest to improve posture and counteract tightness. A powerful posture correcting stretch. Stand tall and clasp your hands behind your back. Pull your hands away your lower back, opening your chest. Keep your chin slightly lifted and hold for 1 minute. This stretch counters hunching, improves posture, and expands lung capacity. Beginners, hold onto a towel if your hands don't clasp. Advanced stretches, slightly bend backward for a deeper stretch. Now that we've opened up the chest, it's time to mobilize the neck and release tension. Let's loosen up the neck with gentle circular motions. Fam, you're doing amazing. Now we're diving into neck mobility and core activation to further enhance posture, release tension, and build stability. Let's keep the flow going. Here are the next 5 stretches. A simple but powerful stretch to relieve built-up tension in the neck and shoulders. Sit or stand tall, shoulders relaxed. Drop your chin toward your chest and slowly roll your head to one side. Continue the circle all the way around, then switch sides. Move slowly, feeling the stretch in every part of your neck. Neck tension accumulates from stress, bad posture, and tech use. The stretch helps release it all. Beginners, keep the movement small and controlled. Advanced stretches, hold the stretch at tight spots for a deeper release. Feeling stiffness in one side more than the other? That might be a clue about your daily posture habits. Now we're taking it a step further with neck tilts to isolate tight areas. A targeted release for the sides of your neck. Sit or stand tall, shoulders relaxed. Drop your right ear toward your right shoulder. Hold for 30 seconds, then switch sides. Keep your opposite shoulder grounded for a deeper stretch. This stretch helps combat stiffness, corrects imbalances, and improve mobility. Beginners, keep the movement gentle. Advanced stretches, use your hand to lightly press your head for a deeper stretch. Neck tension is really just the beginning. Next, we're firing up your core and spinal stability with dead bug. A core activating movement to strengthen stability and protect the spine. Lie on your back with knees bent at 90 degrees and the arms extended up. Lower your right arm and left leg toward the floor, slowly. Return to the start and switch sides. Repeat for 1 minute with control. Dead bug strengthens deep core muscles, improves coordination, and supports spinal health. Beginners, keep your legs higher to reduce intensity. Advanced stretches, lower your limbs closer to the floor for more challenge. Your core is awake now. Let's open the hips next. Now we're stretching the hips and inner thighs in a gentle seated position. A deep hip opener that feels incredible in the morning. Lie on your back, soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall open toward the floor. Place your hands on your belly or lightly press your thighs down. Hold for 1 minute, breathing deeply. This stretch improves hip flexibility, relieves lower back tension, and enhances circulation. Beginners, place blocks or pillows under your knees for support. Advanced stretches, gently press your knees closer to the floor. Want to unlock even more hip mobility? The next move takes it up a notch. Next up, we're isolating each leg for a deeper release. Time to engage the lower core while stretching the hamstrings and hip flexors. Lie on your back with one leg bent, foot flat on the floor. Extend the other leg straight up. Slowly lower it toward the floor, then lift back up. Repeat for 30 seconds per side. This stretch improves hip flexibility and strengthens the lower core. Beginners, bend your knees slightly for comfort. Advanced stretches keep the non-working leg fully extended for an added challenge. Great, now moving to standing movements to wake up the entire body, stretch the spine and engage the obliques. These next 5 stretches will deepen flexibility, improve posture and build stability. Let's keep going, fam. A powerful stretch to elongate the spine, open up the ribs and release tension. Stand tall, feet hip width apart. Reach your right arm overhead and lean toward the left, keeping your core engaged and hips squared forward. Hold for 30 seconds, then switch sides, or you can alternate for a full minute. This stretch improves spinal mobility, relieves tightness, and enhances posture. Beginners, keep the opposite hand on your hip for support. Advanced stretches, use a light dumbbell to increase intensity. What actually happens when we combine spinal lengthening with the forward fold? We're about to find out. Now, let's flow into a full body stretch with wide stance toe touches. A dynamic stretch that engages the spine, hamstrings, and lower back. Stand with your feet wider than shoulder width. Hinge at your hips and reach your right toe with your left hand. Come back up, then switch sides. Continue alternating for 1 minute. This move improves spinal rotation, strengthens the core, and increases flexibility. Beginners, bend your knees slightly. Advanced stretches, hold each stretch for a second longer for a deeper stretch. Next, we're activating the lower body with a deep squat variation. Now, let's drop into a deep squat with rotation to unlock your hips and back. A full body mobility drill that engages the legs, hips, and thoracic spine. Start in a deep squat with your feet slightly turned out. Place your left hand on the floor and twist your right arm up toward the sky. Return to the center and switch sides. Repeat for 1 minute. This movement increases hip mobility, improves balance, and activates the core. Beginners, sit on a block for support. Advanced stretches, hold the twist longer for a deeper rotation. Think your hips are fully open now? The next move will take it even further. Next up, we're dropping into a frog squat to deepen hip mobility. A hip opening powerhouse for improving lower body flexibility. Start in a deep squat position, place your elbows inside your knees and gently press outward. Keep your chest lifted and hold for 1 minute. This stretch releases hip tension, increases flexibility, and supports deep squat mechanics. Beginners, hold onto a chair for balance. Advanced stretches, shift side to side for added mobility. Your hips are fully open now. Let's finish strong with a deep glute stretch. We're rounding out the routine with figure 4 stretch to release the glutes and lower back. A deep glute and hip stretch to release tension and improve mobility. Lie on the floor with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Reach your arms around your left thigh and pull toward your chest. Hold for 1 minute, then switch sides. This move targets deep glute tightness, improves balance, and supports healthy hip function. Beginners hold onto a wall or chair. Advanced stretchers fold forward for a deeper stretch. If you could maintain this flexibility all day, there's one simple trick. Let's switch to the left side and wrap up this flow. Time to balance it out by stretching the left glute and hip. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Put your hands through and pull your right thigh toward your chest. Hold for 1 minute, breathing deeply. Releasing both sides evenly ensures balanced mobility and reduces tightness. Beginners, keep your left leg on the ground and keep the pull gentle. Advanced stretchers deepen the stretch by pulling your right thigh closer to your chest. And just like that, your entire body is stretched, mobile, and ready for the day. Stay strong, flexible, and powerful. I'll see you in the next session. Let's go.